Two guys not related, yet somehow are given the same name. It's time for the Two Daves podcast, where we'll answer the age-old question, are two Daves better than one? And now, here's Dave and Dave.
That's right. You heard it. You heard it. Once again, this is the Two Daves podcast. And I guess some of you are going on another ride with us through this journey that we call the Two Dave Nation journey, I guess. And anyway, I'm Dave.
And I'm Dave. And this ain't tacos. We welcome you to the Two Daves Nation. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends and even your enemies if you'd like. We're building the Two Daves Nation, and we invite you to be part of this journey. Okay, Dave.
Yes.
We promise we're going to deal with that. This ain't tacos. We've been opening with that, and I'm sure people are going, what in the world does that mean? I'm not even really sure what it means, to be honest with you, but it's kind of an inside joke, and we promise sometime in the near future we're gonna explain this ain't tacos.
Well, I've got some news for you.
Ah, right. What's going on?
Well, I've got the guy that's, he's kind of the one that said that. I have him coming on our next episode for just a few minutes, and he'll kind of share with us how that came about. So,
does he even know how that came about?
Yes, and he wishes it never would have.
All right. Well, good.
We're talking about my son, my oldest son. He is a genius when it comes to graphic design and all this. And I think we just caught him at a bad moment. Actually, what I think, Dave, is that he's too much like his dad, and sometimes stupid things just come out of, our mouths. So
yeah,
it's just the way it is. Well, I'll tell you what, with all the stuff going on in our nation and world, I think we need to laugh a little. So today we're going to be bringing on a friend of ours who's, I would say he's multi-talented by doing several impressions. He's an everyday kind of guy. He's just like us. And we're going to have fun. We're going to rate some jokes, tell some funny stories. Maybe we're going to try and play the guess this impression. You and I will go at one another and see if we can guess the impressions. How well are you? In fact, can you do any impressions, Dave?
Well, wow. I could do Miss Piggy.
Oh, man. That was really good.
How about Crispin Glover in Back to the Future? I can't do it.
We're starting off good, aren't we?
We're good.
We are.
Hey, listen. Before we bring Kevin on, I'd like to talk a little bit about the benefits of laughing. Laughter has a lot of benefits.
Yes.
And the Bible tells us that laughter is a strong medicine for the body, and it is. It does the body good like a medicine. Research tells us that as children we used to laugh hundreds of times a day, but as adults, I don't know, life just tends to become a little bit more serious. And many adults only laugh 10 to 15 times a day. That's too bad, because laughing is great for your physical body, your mental health, and it also helps with relationships and stress caused by everyday life. That's why we've dedicated this episode to laughing.
Well, that's good. I have a question to ask you, Dave, and I hope that you're ready for this, okay?
Okay.
So do you think in the animal world there's laughing going on? Do you think animals laugh with one another?
Hee-haw. Do I think animals laugh? I don't know. I've never considered animal psychology enough to realize if they do. I don't know. But do you think they do?
I think they do. I mean, I think they, I think the squirrels laugh when they see their friend squirrel maybe fall off a high wire and a car drive over them. I think they laugh at that. I don't know. I mean, think about it. I mean, I know us humans do, but what about fish? Maybe fish laugh at one another. What do you think of that?
I think if they laugh too hard, they'll drown.
That's probably true. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
What about Martians? Do you think Martians laugh at one another?
I would think that probably more Jupiterians.
Jupiterians do. Yeah. I know there's no laughing on the sun.
No, there's no laughing on the sun. No,
Yeah,
that feels like hell.
Yeah. Well, what about the moon?
There was laughing on the moon when Neil Armstrong was there. He told a bunch of jokes. So.
He did.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of those jokes?
No, I wasn't really old enough to remember. I was 3 years old, so I don't really remember it.
I heard he was, he did the first moonwalk, right?
He did, yes, yeah.
Before it was popular by Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did.
Anyway, okay. I didn't take my medication today, Dave, so that's probably why I'm the way I am. But that's what there are. There are great benefits to laughter, like you said. But I wanted to take this just a little bit further and maybe a little bit darker. And I want us to talk about things that we probably shouldn't laugh at, but we do.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. Have you ever done that, Dave? Laughed at something you shouldn't have laughed at and maybe felt bad about it, or maybe you didn't feel bad about it, but,
Oh, yeah. I think there's something about the psychology of being in a situation where you shouldn't laugh that makes things even funnier.
Yeah.
And, for example, when you are in a class in school or something like that, and you're not supposed to laugh, and it's the forbidden fruit syndrome, I guess. It's just things become funny. Yeah. And one day we were at my nephew's funeral. This has been a number of years ago, and it was a sad thing. He died suddenly. He was just a young man. And my wife and I and my sister-in-law attended his funeral. And the minister who was doing the funeral, she got up there and she said something like, and I want to quote the great philosopher Michael Jackson. And something hit me about that, because she was so serious. And I just started laughing. My wife started laughing. My sister-in-law started laughing. And there we were in the middle of this bad situation, and we just could not stop laughing. And my brother-in-law was also there, and he was offended that we couldn't stop laughing. But it was one of those situations that, probably because we couldn't, it was funny.
That's good. That's good. I can remember.
Have you ever done the same?
Oh, our lists probably go on 2-3 pages long. I know that, but there's one time I thought of one, and then I just kind of changed it today, because I remember I did a wedding at a armory for my second cousin's son. And, it's not a church, so it's a big old armory building. And there was this young girl that was playing on the electric keyboard, okay, and had all those fancy things. This is like 20-some years ago, okay? So anyway, she starts, the groom is down with me, and at front. And then here comes the dad and the bride walking down. And all of a sudden, the girl who's playing, the wedding march, her book falls and it hits all kinds of buttons on her keyboard. And the next thing you know, it's like she's playing, and it's like a machine gun is going off as she's playing. And the more she plays, the more frustrating she becomes, and so she's changing button. It goes from a machine gun to a shotgun, and on it goes. And then she just stopped, and she looked at me, and she's like, I don't know what to do. And I looked at the bride back there, and I said, come on down. And so, I'm laughing inside like crazy. And I know this is, the moment for everyone to look at the the bride. But she comes down, and all I could say was, man, I've heard of shotgun weddings, but this is ridiculous.
Oh my.
Oh
We
well.
could probably go on all night long about
yeah.
times that we've laughed and we shouldn't have, because there's been plenty of times. But hey, let's look at some of the things that we shouldn't laugh at, but we do.
Oh boy.
I think probably the number one thing is when someone trips and falls. I mean, that could be a bad thing, and yet it is so funny. And I'll tell you that when we were young, my wife and I were young, probably our first winter together as a married couple, I had to go out and scoop the front porch. It was on a Sunday morning, I believe. It was before we were ready to go to church. And I went out, and my feet went out from under me, and I hit the floor. I hit the floor of that porch, or I think the front steps. My wife was standing back there at the front door laughing hysterically. And I will tell you that 30 years later, that is still a sore subject. Because she would laugh when I fell and could have really hurt myself. But well, that's just the way we are, kind of.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
Yeah.
How about someone with food in their teeth that you don't know?
Oh, yeah. Or something hanging out their nose. Yeah. Or, here's the one, I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos made all kinds of money by showing videos of guys getting hit in the crotch.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing funny about that unless it happens to someone else.
That's the truth. That is the truth. Never mind. Let's go on with that. What about people fainting at weddings?
Yeah. Have you ever fainted at a wedding?
Nope, but I've been in one where there's been some people faint, and I was doing the wedding ceremony, and
really?
Yeah.
Now I have never actually been in a ceremony where anybody fainted.
Yeah. It was not. It was. It was just like slow motion, man.
Well, who was it? I mean, not a name.
It was one of the groomsmen, and it was towards the end. I think he was the last person, and he just fell. I mean, he just fell sideways, and it caught the guy next to him off guard. And you just saw. Luckily, they caught him and let him down. But I mean, it was
just like a Pentecostal altar service.
Yeah, that's right. That was funny. That's good.
Wow. Okay. Well, how about when a bird poops on your friend's shirt? You ever had that happen?
Or hat.
Hat, yeah.
It happened to my wife. We were walking on the beach once, and she had some bird poop fall on her shoulder.
How hard did you laugh?
Let's just say pretty hard inside, but it was.
When did the swelling go down in your eye?
Yeah, I know. What about when your friend steps in a pile of dog poop?
Yeah. You can't laugh when you do it, but when your friend does, yeah, or your wife, yeah.
I've seen people get so mad at that.
Have you ever been in a grocery store or Walmart or the mall or something like that, and you see parents trying to calm a toddler when they're having a temper tantrum?
Oh, man.
You don't want to do that when it's you, but when you see somebody else doing it, it's pretty funny.
It is funny. It's funny. I got to turn and go down the another aisle because I'm dying laughing.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last one would be people snoring in church.
Yeah, people snoring. That's funny.
It is funny.
Well, you know what? There's another one, considering about people, what people do in church. What about people who get up to sing a special number and they're really terrible?
Oh, no.
And I was a young pastor. I've learned a lot of lessons since then, but there was a woman that came into our church, and she told me how good she was. And I've learned that if somebody tells you how good they are, they probably aren't. But she was comparing herself to Sandy Patty, who was all the rage back then in the late 80s. And so I let her sing. Oh, my word. Dave, it was like a comedy routine. I mean, It was so awful. Not just the fact that she couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, but it was all the gesticulations and and I was sitting on the platform and I was trying to, keep my composure. I couldn't do it. I was up there.
That is funny.
I was laughing like crazy, but it's just one of those things that I've learned that you just don't let everybody sing who wants to sing.
I think it'd be fun if you told us what church that was at and what was her name.
I don't think I'm going to do that. Hey, by the way, Dave, our sponsor today is Wasted Time. For those moments in life that you ask yourself, what was I thinking? That's right, Wasted Time. It's not just for social media anymore.
Thank you, Wasted Time. Hey, we better bring on our guest, so let me do that.
Oh, that's right, we have a guest.
We do tonight.
I'm excited. He's an old friend.
He is. I'm trying to bring him on right now, but two 54-year-old guys trying to do this.
Yeah, he probably already left.
There he is.
All right.
Hey, we're getting ready to bring Kevin on, Kevin Boo Brown. He's another one of us, one of those pastor guys. He also works in a warehouse, so I'll have him tell you about that. He's a club fixer-upper at Golf Galaxy. It looks like he looks like he's Uncle Size off of Duck Dynasty's son. And I just can't wait to talk with him today. This is our friend, Kevin Brown, but I call him Boo. Welcome, Kevin.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks, guys.
You bet. Welcome to the Two Daves podcast, Kevin. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a long time.
Yeah, it's been way too long. Yeah, you like to have fun in life, and you like to laugh as well. I mean, well, I'd say some of the times that we've gotten together, laughed hard. Have you always been that way?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, as long as I've known you, Kevin, I can't remember a time where I did not laugh my head off when being with you, and that includes the golf course as well. So,
yes,
yeah, your laugh is also very contagious, Kevin. Do you remember his? There we go. Okay, here we go. So anyway, we thought it'd be fun. And I don't know if you've ever done anything like this, but we wanted to bring you on this podcast, and we wanted to go over a top 9 list of the funniest clean jokes from 2011 to 2020. And Dave and I are going to read a joke, and then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to vote. Okay, so Dave, tell us how we're going to do that.
Yeah. Okay. You're either going to give a thumbs up, by giving it that, pass the laughing gas kind of vote, or a thumbs down, with that you got to be kidding vote. Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and start if that's okay.
You do it.
All right. All right. I told this joke to my daughter earlier today, and she started busting up before it was even over because she saw where it was going. So anyway, 2 hunters, they're out in the woods, all right? And one of them collapses, and he's not breathing. His eyes are glazed over. So the other guy, he's desperate. He's scared to death. So he whips out his phone, and he calls 911. He says, I think my friend is dead. What can I do? And the dispatcher says, okay, just calm down. First of all, just make sure he's dead, okay? And so there's a silence and then a shot, and then he comes back on and says, okay, now what?
I like it.
Thumbs up.
All right, okay.
Thumbs up.
Wait. Okay, now let's see. Let's make this unanimous. 2 out of 3, we say this qualifies. Dave, what do you give it?
Oh, I love it. I told it.
I give it a thumbs up, man. That's good.
All right.
Okay, so this next one. A priest, a minister, and a rabbi want to see who's best at their job. So they each go into the woods. They find a bear and attempt to convert it. Later, they get together, and the priest begins, when I found the bear, I read to him from the catechism and sprinkled him with holy water. Next week is his first communion. The minister said, well, when I found the bear, he was by a stream, and I preached God's holy word to him, and the bear was so mesmerized that he let me baptize him. And they both looked at the rabbi, who's lying on the gurney in a body cast. Looking back, he says, maybe I shouldn't have started with the circumcision.
Yeah,
I give that a thumbs up. What do you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's a pretty good, huh?
You know what? I used to hunt bear in Minnesota. Man, it got cold doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Next.
That's not one of the jokes. That's not.
Oh, okay. Okay. I give that a thumbs down, man. I don't know about you.
All right. So a guy sees a sign outside a house that reads "Talking Dog for Sale." Okay, so obviously he's very intrigued. So he walks up to the house and he says, he asks the dog, he says, what have you done with your life? And the dog says, well, I've led a very full life. I've lived in the Alps, rescuing avalanche victims. Then I served my country in Iraq. And now I spend my days reading to the residents of a retirement home. Well, the guy's flabbergasted. And he asks the dog, he says, why on earth would you want to get rid of an incredible dog like that? The owner says, because he's a liar. He never did any of that.
What do you think? I like that one.
Yeah, I like it. That's good.
That's a good one.
You know what? It's not one of my favorites, but I'll go ahead and give it a thumbs up.
Okay, good. Yeah. We do want some controversy on this show, but we haven't had any yet. So let's take this one.
Give it time.
I know, we do.
We haven't let Kevin talk yet.
I have a couple good jokes too, but you guys don't have them on your list. So
okay.
Maybe we'll give you an opportunity to share those, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So here's one. A car hit an elderly man, and the paramedic says, are you comfortable? And the man says, I make a good living.
I don't know about that one.
No?
That's marginal.
Are you going to give that a thumbs down?
I won't give it a thumbs down, but it's marginal.
Okay, well, what do you think, Dave?
I like it.
I kind of liked it, but I'll go down with it, okay? I'll go down with that one.
Okay, so we have an up, we have a down, and we have a wavering.
Yeah. So it's just kind of there. Okay.
Right, just like a Pentecostal worship service. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Here's one. I like this one because I used to, you may not know this, guys, but I used to be a ventriloquist back when it was cool. And
your wife told us that she was a ventriloquist and you were the dummy.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I used to be a ventriloquist to pick up chicks, and when I got into high school, I realized that the girls didn't think it was cool anymore, so I put it down. But anyway, so ventriloquist, he's got a dummy on his lap, and he's telling a dumb blonde joke. Who hasn't told a dumb blonde joke in their life? He's telling a dumb blonde joke when a young platinum-haired beauty jumps to her feet. She says, "What gives you the right to stereotype blondes that way? What does hair color have to do with my worth as a human being?" Well, ventriloquist is flustered. He begins to stammer out an apology. And she says, "You keep out of this. I'm talking to that little jerk on your knee."
That's a good one.
I like it.
You like that one? Okay.
That's a good one.
Hey, Boo, you know what my favorite part of that joke was?
What's that?
Dave's high voice.
Oh, absolutely.
That was good.
Part of what makes a joke good is the delivery, right? So
that's right.
Yeah.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay, we got them now. When you turn it past 50, you got plenty of sound effects. Okay,
so I had stuffed peppers tonight for supper, and I'm having all kinds of sound effects going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, this is here's another one. The doctor says, "Larry, everything looks great. How are you doing mentally and emotionally? Are you at peace with God?" And Larry looked at the doctor and says, "Well, God and I are tight." He knows I have poor eyesight, and he fixed it when he fixes it when I get up in the middle of the night and I'm able to go to the bathroom and I can see. I mean, it's incredible. The light goes on when I'm done, poof, just like that. Then the light goes off. He goes, wow, that's incredible. And he goes, a little later in the day, the doctor calls Larry's wife and he says, Bonnie, Larry's doing fine, but I had to call you because I'm in awe of this relationship he has with God. Is it true that when he gets up during the night and poof, the light goes off in the bathroom, and when he's done, poof, the light goes off? And she says, oh no, he's peeing in the refrigerator again.
When did you talk to my wife?
That was a bad delivery of a joke, but
that's good.
That was good. We just have a few more. We remember these are the top 9. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
All right, a guy walks into a dentist office and he says, I think I'm a moth. And the dentist says, well, you're in the wrong place. You need to go see a psychiatrist. And he says, oh, I am seeing a psychiatrist. And the dentist says, what are you doing here then? And the guy says, your light was on.
I like that. It's not the funniest, but it's a good joke. What do you say?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
That's better than a waiver.
Yeah.
Not much, but
okay.
Okay, we got two more here.
Okay.
A man was stranded on a desert island for 20 years when a Navy ship finally spots him. And the captain comes ashore and notices 3 huts. And he looks at the guy and he says, what are these used for? And the guy says, well, the one on the left is where I live. The one on the right is where I go to church. And the naval guy goes, so what's the hut in the middle? He goes, oh, he kind of sneered a little bit and he says, that's the church I used to attend.
That's too close to home. I'm going hands down.
Where are you at on that, Kevin?
Oh, I like it.
That's good. I'll give it that, yes, because I think the man on the island is Dave, so that's probably true. Okay.
Could be. All right, one more. Doctor says, or the guy says to a doctor, he says, doctor, I think my wife's getting hard of hearing. And the doctor says, okay. Well, there's a simple test that you can run to see how bad the problem is. He says, start out 40 feet away from her, and in a normal conversational speaking tone, just say something and see if she hears you. And if not, just go to 30 feet and then 20 feet and so on and so forth until you get a response. That'll be able to tell you whether or not she's hard of hearing. So that night, the man's wife, she's in the kitchen cooking dinner, and he's out in the living room, right? And in a normal tone, he says, honey, what's for supper? No response. So he goes to the other end of the room, a little closer to the kitchen. He says, honey, what's for supper? No response. So then he moves into the dining room. Honey, what's for supper? No response. So he walks right up to the kitchen door. Honey, what's for supper? No response. So then he walks up right behind her and says, honey, what's for supper? She says, for the 5th time, Harry, I said chicken and rice.
I like that.
I do too. That's also close to home, but I like it.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
So we came out with 7 out of 9 were good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So Kevin, you said you had a joke or two. Let's see if your jokes are any better than the ones that we just read.
Do you mind if we vote on them?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can we vote on it?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. This man's a avid hunter, and his wife decided one year that she wanted to learn how to go hunting too. And he goes, well, okay, dear, let's go get you a gun. So they went and bought her a new rifle, and he taught her how to shoot it and everything. Hunting season comes around, takes her out to the woods, gets her a tree stand, helps her up into the tree stand, hands her a rifle. and goes, okay, now, honey, my stand is just around the corner here. And if you need anything, just holler. And she's like, okay, honey. So he leaves her alone, goes and gets in his tree stand. A few hours later, he's been sitting up there a while. He's starting to doze off a little bit. And all of a sudden, he hears this blam, blam, blam. Kind of startles him and realizes it's from his wife's tree stand. So he gets down and hurries over there to, see what's going on. And he gets there in time to see her standing on the ground having a heated argument with another gentleman. And gets there in time to hear the guy go, okay, lady, it's your deer. Let me get the saddle off of it first.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Good. That's a top 3 right there.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a top 3, Boo. That's great.
Thank you.
That is funny. That is funny.
I tell that one a lot of times when I'm doing a sermon on mistaken identities or whatever.
Oh.
So
That's good. That's good. Hey, Dave, I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't know if you remembered this, that our friend Boo, he does impressions.
Oh yeah. I did, but I'm just not sure if I remember, or maybe I just don't know all the ones he does. So Boo, maybe you could do several of them today, and maybe we could guess at what they are.
Okay, but
well, one of them's...
Okay, hold on. We don't want you to tell us what it is.
Okay.
Because we want this to be a competition between the 2 Daves.
Yeah.
So
All right.
you do your impression, and then I wish we had something to share, but we'll go ahead and to write on a piece of paper, but we'll just say it after you're done, and then you tell us if we're right or wrong.
Okay, well, one of them's real easy. I mean, that's the best one I do, and I've been doing it the longest. And it's like,
Double duck.
That's good.
I won. I got it first.
that's my best one I do. I mean, that's the one I've been known for forever.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
Well,
Yeah,
and I want to talk about that a little bit later on, because there's some fun stories about that.
Yeah.
as well. Okay, hit us with another one.
I'm going to blow out the earth because it's blocking my view of Venus. Isn't that
Marvin
lovely?
Martian. Marvin Martian.
You betcha.
That's right. That's a good one.
All right.
That's a good one.
did
I
that.
love that. That's from.
Oh, he's got his own
there
Marvin.
he is.
Yeah.
All righty. That's great. That's great. I loved him on the Bozo Show. That was perfect. Never mind. Okay, what else do you have?
Yo, Lucky, one more minute and I'll be on you like a buzzard on a gut wagon. Kill me.
Oh, I know who that is.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I know who that is. That's Meryl Streep.
Why can't
They
I
look a lot alike, yeah.
It's Alf. It's Alf.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3-0. 3-0.
Man,
I
you're
got
good,
one of them up
Dave.
here, too.
You do?
Right there.
Very nice.
All right.
I got 3 or 4 of these.
Is that an old one?
Oh, yeah. This is like one that Burger King used to give out. It's still got the record with it.
Oh.
Oh, man.
The little 45 thing that came with it.
What year did that come out?
Oh, gosh.
When was Alf? Do you,
Take my glasses off to read it.
do you remember watching Alf, Dave?
Yeah, that was back in the 80s.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
probably
it?
80.
This must be like from 88 or 89.
Okay. That's pretty
88,
cool.
I think.
Do you have another one? Another impression?
Oh, heavens. I've got a couple that I'm not very good at, but
Well, hey, we're not very good. I'm not very good at guessing it. So, David, let's see.
well, there's gosh.
Oh,
Goofy.
Goofy, yeah.
Goofy, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
We got
it's
that
okay.
right. We got right at the same time.
We did.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just not that good at that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's see, what's another one? Some of them I do are like animals.
Okay, let's hear some of those.
Like I bark at people once in a while.
I like this.
Just like Pentecostal service.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people call it speaking in tongues, but it's okay. But it's like I got a couple different dogs. One of them's kind of like arr, 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 arr. And then I got the arr, arr, arr.
It's a dog.
Yes, a couple different dogs. You could say it's Pluto if you wanted to. But,
Oh, okay, that's good. There we go.
if you wanted to go do the Disney spin on it. So
Yeah.
Any other animal?
Oh gosh, I used to be able to do a chicken, but I don't know if I can do it anymore. It's been a long time.
I can eat a chicken.
Well, I like chicken. So
Yeah.
different ways.
Hey, I know that one of your dreams, at least if I'm trying to remember right, was maybe and still is to be the voice for Disney's Donald Duck.
Oh yes.
So could you tell us a little bit more about your friend who took your tape of your Donald impression to a contest for Disney?
Yeah, when the original guy that did Donald Duck passed away, they were looking for a new replacement, to do his voice for cartoons and things like that. And a couple of my buddies, without me knowing about it, recorded me doing it one day and sent it to Disney. And from what I understand, I was in the at least the top 10, maybe the top 5. I don't remember exactly how the story goes, but I was in the top 5 to replace the guy that originally did it. And the guy that actually ended up getting to do it, that they hired to do it, was actually taught by the original guy.
Oh, wow.
And
is he still doing it?
Yeah, he was an artist for Disney at the time anyway. So
he had an in.
He had an in, yeah.
Yeah.
So
could you do the Pledge of Allegiance in Donald Duck? Is that any
Pledge of Allegiance? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, man. That is good. That is good.
Hey, Boo, when did you start doing impressions?
Oh, in high school?
Yeah?
Yeah, I learned how to do the duck like in 2nd grade. And it was just a type of thing. And then I got into junior high and high school, I started doing words, so I could say sentences and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a job in high school working in a full service gas station that they don't have anymore. But
right.
And so you had to go wait on cars, and always had the moms coming in to do full service with their kids in the back seat. So they'd come in and I go,
"Hi, how are you? What you doing?"
So, and it just kind of went from there. So
that's great.
Let's just say you're going through, Dave, what's your favorite place to eat? Fast food.
What's my favorite place to eat?
Yeah, fast food.
Fast food? Fast food would probably Chick-fil-A or McDonald's.
Okay, let's do McDonald's, okay? Kevin, you're Donald Duck going through the drive-thru, and you're going to order something from McDonald's in the Donald Duck voice, okay? So you ready for this?
Okay.
Hi, how may I help you?
Hi there. I want a Big Mac and a large regular fries and a chocolate shake.
Would you like to king size that?
Yeah, that's okay.
Have you ever done that?
I probably. I don't
Hey.
remember a specific time, but I probably have.
Oh man.
Have you ever crashed somebody's wedding and then stood up objected at that moment?
No.
Okay. You should do that, and you should do it in a Donald Duck voice.
That would be interesting. It's a
That
good
would
way to
be.
get arrested.
Now, Boo, Dave told us that he was a ventriloquist. And he said that was doing ventriloquism in high school, thinking he would pick up the chicks, and come to find out that wasn't a very cool thing. So
Yeah, Kevin was sitting right there when I was talking about it.
I know.
I was right here.
I'm
I
just
remember
bringing that up. I'm just bringing that up for the point of this. Did you ever think that doing your voice, your characters, would kind of, maybe get the chicks to come your way?
No.
Well, some people get it and some people don't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
There's another aspect about Boo Brown that is very interesting.
Uh-oh.
And it's the fact that you've been single all of your life. And unlike me, I could not do that, but you do it. And so how do you live the single life in the culture that we are in today? How do you do that? And, I'm sure it's not is it because you've never wanted to get married? You just wanted to stay single and rich, or what?
Rich?
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet. So,
well, tell us about that journey being single, because, to me, I look at that as much as a calling as being married, calling being single. And especially in the culture that we live in today, I mean,
yeah,
it's got to be difficult.
Well, I mean, there have been times when, I've always thought I'd get married. Always thought I'd find the one. And I'd had 3 or 4 girlfriends that I thought could possibly be the one. And it seemed like as soon as I started looking for a ring, the relationship was over. So, either I broke up with them or they broke up with me or whatever, but it was like God shut the door on the entire relationship. So,
wow. The culture says, do whatever you want to do. And the single life, there's just a lot of stuff that can be done that's pretty harmful to your relationship with God. How do you live in this culture without getting caught up in that as a single person?
A lot of it is avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
Just not getting yourself in those situations and just, I don't know, just staying away from stuff that, I went through a bunch of stuff early on before I really got serious with God. And I know that wasn't working,
Mm-hmm.
And now I wake up and I feel okay. Or
Yeah.
before I was waking up, with hangovers.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Yeah.
And so, I know what that lifestyle is like, and I don't care for it.
Mm-hmm.
And God has taken me a completely other direction from where I was at, 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
but
That's good.
and everything, seems like every time I look back on things, it's like I learned something new about where God was in my life at that point.
Yeah.
I get that.
So
yeah, I get
how
that.
he was keeping me from things and protecting me from things. And a lot of it, I think, had to do with a mom and a grandma that were both praying for me, even when I wasn't living for Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
Do you see any benefits of serving God and being single?
yeah, I don't have to ask permission for anything. I mean, honey, is it okay if I go do this with the guys from Bible study or whatever? And it's like, I don't have to do that. It's like, okay, I'm there, so.
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
Dave, yeah, I share this with you and Kevin. There's a joke about 100 guys that died on one day and went to heaven. And there were two lines in heaven. One line was, if you don't know what line you're supposed to be in, stand here. And then the other line was, if you know this is the line you're supposed to be in, stand here. So there were 99 guys in the line that says, I don't know what line I'm supposed to be in, so I'm standing here. And there was only one guy, okay, in the other line. And so they went and they asked the one guy, what makes you different? Why are you standing in this line and not with those other guys? He says, because this is where my wife told me to stand in heaven. Never mind. Okay. Well, hey, in our last episode, we talked about our bucket lists and just what are some of the bucket list things that maybe you had that you've done? Because I may be wondering if a single guy can do the bucket list a little bit easier than the married guy. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it just depends on their financial situation. Has a lot to do with it. I mean, you've gotten to play golf at a lot of really cool places that I've always wanted to go play.
Yeah.
Like Pinehurst and,
Yes.
I always wanted to play someplace like that, and I've never had the opportunity. But I mean, I've played golf in England.
That's cool.
I didn't play well, but I played. I played golf in Africa.
Wow.
Not well, but I played golf in Africa.
Yes.
So I've got 3 continents I've played golf on so far.
Wow.
That's cool.
So.
Well, what are some bucket lists right now that you have that maybe, I
want to drive a race car.
Really?
Yes. I've always wanted to drive a race car.
Okay,
where? So like McDonald's?
Well, that'd be cool.
And what else?
Oh. Well, I've already done ministry in England before, so I don't have to worry about that one anymore. I helped at a service in Africa once.
That's
with
cool.
My brother.
Your brother was a missionary there, right?
Yeah, he was in Togo, West Africa.
Yeah.
And I went over to help him move home.
Oh.
So, oh gosh.
What about is the Donald Duck voice still a bucket list for you? That
oh yeah, I mean, I'd love to do at least just a short cartoon or something. It doesn't have to be much, just to say that I did it once.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Maybe one day we can have an opening for the podcast, 2 Days podcast, Donald Duck to say it. That would be great.
Yeah, there we go. That would, then you will have arrived.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's think about this here for a second. When it comes to having fun, and you talked about, worldly fun isn't always what it's cracked up to be. So how in the world have you had fun and followed Jesus? What are some things that you do, or what's, how do you keep having fun in life without having to do all the things that people in the world say you have to do to have fun?
Well, I think a lot of it is attitude. And a lot of it comes from just a peace and a joy that only the Holy Spirit can give you.
Mm-hmm.
It just gives you a whole different outlook on everything. And, not taking yourself too seriously works also.
Is that the cat in the background that I'm hearing?
Yeah, probably. I think he just knocked something off in the stairwell.
Well, like, I know you've you've done lots of things in life, and you have hobbies, and you like to go to sporting events, and so it's not like you're home sitting there and just watching TV all the time. You like to do things with friends and church folks and all that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's good.
Do you have to look for opportunities to have fun, or is that just kind of your makeup to just have fun no matter the circumstance?
Yeah, I think that's it. I've had people tell me that it doesn't matter where we're at or what we're doing. I'm having a good time with it, and I'm trying to make somebody else laugh.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Have you always been that way?
yeah, I've always pretty much been a goofball. So, I mean, we did camps together. I'm a goofball.
Yes. Yes. And we were young then, and you were still
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm old.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all?
Yeah. Well, I still got you guys beat. So.
Yeah, you do by a little bit.
Yeah.
We haven't caught up yet. We're trying.
Well, I guess my quote or my saying for life has always been, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. That is true. I have a motto in my marriage. It's till death do us part, or one takes out the other one.
There you go.
You have a motto you live by, Dave?
What's a motto?
What's a motto with you, right?
What's a motto with you? Yeah, there you go.
Okay. What was our show sponsored by today?
I've lost track of all of our sponsors.
Wasn't it Wasted Time?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
That's the new watch shop down on the corner, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh. So we want to close this episode out with a Two Daves. This is our first Two Daves quick fire question game.
Okay.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you the question, and you have to give us the answer within 10 seconds. Okay. Ready?
You just sounded like some kind of computerized robot there, because I think we lost your satellite there.
Okay, let me try it again.
Go for
Texting or talking?
Depends on the situation, where I'm at.
You got to give an answer. You have to give an answer.
If I'm at work, I'd rather text. If I'm just out messing around, I'd rather talk.
Okay. Dave?
Go ahead. Do the next three, and I'll do the next three.
All right. How about your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Favorite city in the United States besides the one in which you live?
Chicago.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Pork chop.
All right, Dave, you ask the next few.
My parents called me Porky. So anyway, okay. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Talk to animals.
Your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
No.
Favorite Halloween costume you ever wore?
Little Red Riding Hood.
And
nobody knew who I was.
That was last year, right?
Yeah.
All right, say a word in Spanish.
Hola.
Name two of the five Stooges.
Mo and Curly.
How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
2.
Make a high-pitched sound.
Oh, no way. I can't do it.
Okay. Do you like the smell of gasoline?
Yes. I used to work at a gas station. I called it Old New Petroleum.
Hey, Dave, that's why he's growing the beard out long, man. It's finally caught up with him.
That's why I don't have any hair.
Oh, man. Okay. What's your favorite carnival food?
Gasoline.
Close. Funnel cake.
Funnel cake, okay. Would you rather, here's a good one. Would you rather lose all the hair on your body or gain 50% more hair on your body?
On my body or my head?
On your body.
I'd rather lose it all.
Okay. Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2?
1.
Okay, that's good. I would pick the same one. I'd pick the same one. Well, hey, Boo, thanks for being with us on this fun episode. I don't know if we solved any problems in the world, but we sure did have fun talking with our friend.
That's all that matters.
And we hope one day you'll be the voice of Donald Duck. Even if you're not at Disney, you're our voice for
That's
Donald
right.
Duck.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boo.
Fire boy. Whoopee-doopie-doo.
Thank you, Boo. It was very good to talk to you.
Yeah, you too, Dave. It's good seeing you again.
Yeah. And as always, if you enjoyed this podcast, and even if you didn't, we would ask you to subscribe or share this podcast with your friends.
Until next time, we'll see you again on the Two Daves podcast. We are at the Two Daves Nation. This has been hopefully a good time spent, not wasted time. See you next time.